All right, if you're a solopreneur or a small business owner, you know the feeling. You're juggling everything, running the business, serving clients, and on top of all that, you're supposed to be a full-time content creator. It's an absolute recipe for burnout. But what if there was a better way? A system to actually grow your audience and your revenue without that constant grinding pressure? Well, today, we're going to break down a really powerful framework that does exactly that.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle the foundational mindset shift you absolutely have to make. Then we'll map out a strategic 90-day plan. After that, we get tactical with a 4-hour content week, uncover the one secret weapon that multiplies all your efforts, and finally, we'll tie it all together. Let's get into it.
First things first, this is probably the most crucial shift you can make. The goal is not just to pump out more and more content. No, the real goal here is to build genuine authority.
So let's just ask the question straight up. Why do so many of us burn out? It's because we're chasing the wrong thing. We get obsessed with volume, more posts, more videos, more everything. And that, my friends, is a content treadmill you can just never get off of. But the real goal, that's something so much more powerful.
And that goal is authority. I love how Copy Blogger puts it. Authority is the power to influence. It's about becoming that go-to resource, that trusted expert that people actually seek out. When you have real authority, people are drawn to you. You're not constantly having to chase them down.
And this story just illustrates it perfectly. Imagine you've got two people. First, there's Professor X. He's the world's top expert on green widgets, right? PhD, published papers, but it's all locked away behind academic paywalls. Then you've got Ned Newbie. He's just learning, but he's sharing everything he discovers for free online. So when the world suddenly needs to know about green widgets, who do they find? It's Ned, every single time. He is demonstrating his authority, not just claiming it.
And that really hits the nail on the head. See, you can't just declare yourself an authority. It doesn't work that way. Authority is something that is given to you by your audience because you consistently show up and provide real value. It's built on what other people say about you.
Okay, so we get it. Authority is the goal. But how in the world do you build it? What's the actual game plan? Well, that's where the 90-day sprint comes in.
So why 90 days? Think about it. A year is just too long. We all make these huge New Year's resolutions, and by March, we've lost all steam. But a 90-day cycle, that's the sweet spot. It's long enough to see real, tangible results, but it's short enough to create that little bit of urgency that keeps you focused and moving.
And this taps into some really powerful psychology. You know, getting those small, consistent wins, that builds momentum. And momentum is so much more powerful than motivation, which just kind of comes and goes. The deadline keeps you focused, and you get feedback way faster, so you can double down on what's working and ditch what isn't.
All right, so we've got our 90-day strategy. Now for the tactics. What do we actually do each week to make this happen? This is the engine that's going to power the whole plan. And this is the core idea from creator Justin Welsh, the pillar and spoke model. It's simple, but wow, it's a game changer. Instead of trying to create something brand new every single day, you create one substantial foundational pillar piece each week. Then you just strategically repurpose it into lots of smaller spoke pieces. I mean, this is the definition of working smarter, not harder.
So here's what the week looks like. Step 1, you spend about 75 minutes creating that one big idea, your pillar. Could be a newsletter, a detailed blog post. Step 2, you spend about 2 hours breaking that pillar down into maybe 6 to 12 smaller social media posts. And step 3 is the amplifier, strategic engagement.
And you can see just how efficient this system is. The bulk of your creation time, the real heavy lifting, is spent on that one high-value pillar piece. The rest of it is just repackaging that value for different places. Your total creation time is just a little over 3 hours.
And that leads us to the big promise of this system, the 4-hour content week. With this kind of smart repurposing, you can run a really high-impact content machine in just about 4 hours a week. That's it. That is a sustainable system that actually fits into a busy person's schedule.
This table lays it all out perfectly. The pillar content, that's for building deep authority and growing your email list. The social media posts, that's all about expanding your reach. And that daily engagement, that is for driving conversations and getting more eyeballs on everything else you're doing. Every single activity has a clear purpose.
Okay, let's zoom in on that third component for a second, because this is the part that most people miss. And it's a huge mistake. This is the force multiplier for your entire strategy.
Think about it this way. You're not even creating anything new. You're just joining conversations that are already happening, adding value, and in the process, you're leveraging other people's audiences to grow your own. And let me tell you, the social media algorithms absolutely love this.
And here's your super simple, actionable plan. Every day, just find 5 to 8 posts from leaders in your industry and leave a thoughtful value-add comment. And I don't mean just, great post. I mean something that actually showcases your expertise. This one simple habit can dramatically speed up your growth.
Okay, so we've covered the mindset shift, the 90-day plan, and the weekly tactics. Now, let's connect all the dots and see how this system really works together to create something amazing. And this is the growth flywheel. It's a beautiful, self-reinforcing loop. Your daily engagement makes your weekly content perform better. Your consistent weekly content helps you hit your 90-day strategic goals. And achieving those goals, sprint after sprint, is what builds that undeniable long-term authority. See how that works? The small daily actions directly feed the big picture vision.
So, what's the end result of all this? You get to grow your audience consistently, but without the burnout. You build real authority in your niche. You drive more revenue because every single piece of content is working harder for you. And maybe most importantly, you have a system that actually respects your time and your energy.
Ultimately, this is all about taking back control. It's about building your own platform on your own terms in a way that's actually sustainable for you. Your time is your most valuable asset. This system helps you invest it wisely to build something that's going to last.
So, where do you start? Let's make this real. Forget the whole system for a second and just focus on one thing. What is the one pillar of authority, that one newsletter, that one deep dive post that you will create this week to start getting your own flywheel spinning?